Welcome. Today we're going to take a look at my weekly planning routine using calendar things and this notebook right here, because I pretty much always do my weekly planning in this notebook. Before we do that, a few ways you can support the channel if you like the content. Number one is to become a member or take one of my courses, curtismchale.ca/membership or curtismchale.ca/education. Members do get all of my courses. So buckle up, let's look at how I do my planning. So one of the first things I always do is I look at my schedule here. So my schedule up on my calendar, and I see what are the limits of my days. And so there are a few things that I already know because they happen every week. And let's put some of them in right now. So I know on Tuesdays we have piano and swim. And I actually know this Tuesday as well, I'll have PAC, Parent Activity Council. So it'll be an appointment. So piano and swim, basically that's in red because it's telling my wife is out, and then I'm kind of more responsible for the kids than other nights when she is home, and I can not necessarily think about that aspect of it. And now also I know on Wednesdays we have skating, so that's at 1500, so that's at 1400 skate. My wife takes two of my kids out to go skating, and I know on Thursday night, the 9th, that I need to go in here and I do swim and youth that night, so I'm out that night to do that. On Fridays, I do the 1400 skating, skate, and that's kind of like the rest of my day is taken up with that. And on Saturday mornings, there's also skate. So that's some of the limits of my day. And now I would look up at my calendar here and I'd say that I have some appointments. So I know today at noon, I have Patrick appointment. And then I have another one at 11 o'clock on Thursday. So I'd come back in here, 12, 1100, IFL. So it says Robin, but that's IFL. And one thing I do notice I forgot to do is I set up my calendar is actually make my ticks to make some of this date finding easier. So noon, 15, 18 can stay. So now 18 is 2 up, so I can say 1800, right? 6 is 1 down, 0600. Here is 0900, 12, and 15. Okay, and then I would also put ticks here just to make this a little easier for myself as I'm trying to organize things. So now that I have some idea of the constraints on my day, and normally you'd say I'd go for you going for a bike ride right now, but it is snowing, so bike riding is off, can't do that. But I do know on Thursday morning, pretty much, regardless of anything, we have run group, run, I know my wife, CY, run. So that means I'll be doing the kids by myself that morning because she's out running. And so I don't really get to start anything till 9 o'clock when there's work. So now I have an idea of what's up with my day, I can actually start to go look at my task manager. So I can come into things and see. So the first thing is I need to go through and look at what I have here. And so this is a speed test app for Mac. Really, I just want to put that in Obsidian. I'm going to process this and add card, speed test app for Mac OS. Good. And this will be like a review. I do it another time. New note. This is my content. Oh, sorry, I did the wrong key there. So content template, link, done. I'll move it to writing. So this one is now processed. Author tag, I know that this is in my site, so I'm going to go move that to, do I have my site moved right now? I don't. I think I resolved that project, so I'll put that into admin. It's a site thing. And I need to download this Lego book. So normally I would do that right now. You don't have to watch me download a Lego book, but I will just give that to you today. So next up is to search for next week tag and see if I have anything. Put tick course up. So this is something that I need to do next week. So I'm doing this a little late, and usually I put my next week stuff on this side. So I'd say here, tick on my site. So that's something I need to do. I need to record videos, which is one of the things I'm doing right now. Edit video. I need to do all of those. There's a lot I need to see. So that's all I have for next week. Do I have anything for this week that got missed this week? Nope. I did that. I did all of those things. I don't need to worry about it, but I will need to go in and take my next week, and let's tag this with Command T. Oh, not Command T, sorry. Shift Command T for this week. I gotta do it again to remove the next week tag. So if I go to this week, I now see the put tick course up is in there. Good. And I'd also go through my other client stuff. I have anything, nothing, and nothing. So if I had client tasks, I'd actually put them on this side here, but I don't really have any this week, so I'm not going to worry about it. There's just not a lot to do just coming up before Christmas, so I won't worry about it. So now that I know I have this very short list of things to do, and actually I have a bunch of packing because I move in 2 weeks as well, I'm going to start putting this in here. So I knew I had to write, and I actually always write on Monday mornings. I write, and I got some kids to school. Now it's like 11 o'clock. So I was just going to record. I think I'm going to do lunch with my wife after this. Let's put a question mark. And then I will edit any videos I record, edit/record till the end of my day. Tuesday, I'm basically going to do the same thing. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to say edit anything I haven't done. That's kind of it for my whole day. I don't really have a lot of other stuff to do. And I'm going to assume this week that I'm going to finish all my editing and publishing and everything in this, say, basically today and tomorrow, so that after that I can start looking at my next course. So then I'll say next course. I need to decide what that is, but I'm going to just spend my whole day doing that, really. Deciding on the next course and starting to write it, starting to get it ready for publishing. I have to break down my office real quick, like next week. So I don't think I'll record the course, but I'm going to start getting it ready anyways. Right, I know my IFL meeting will take an hour, so we'll leave that there. And honestly, I'm going to leave my week fairly blank this week. Lots of times I'd actually be doing my editing over here on Friday and recording, but since I'm trying to get a bunch done so I can be ready for Christmas and for a move the week before Christmas and for getting a kid set up and new schools and everything, so we're moving to a different city, I'm trying to leave, I'm working ahead, so I'm leaving a lot of area blank. So Friday I will kind of do what comes up. I will probably focus on this course. If I don't have the course done, I will just keep plugging away at the course. So maybe Friday, before I break my office down, I will actually record the entire course, or I'll record a good chunk of it, and we'll just have to see how that works. That's really what I do with my planning every week, though. I look at my calendar. I put in, first off, like my appointments, right? Skating, things that mean I can't be here. And actually on Wednesday, if it's not snowing, I will actually go for a ride at about 9 o'clock. So I'd say ride. I try to leave blank space, especially Thursday. I try to leave totally blank for anything that comes up in the week. And then I just kind of work the plan. Wake up every day and like having the plan. Now I'm doing this on a Monday. I try to do this on Fridays, although it doesn't always work that way because life comes up. So if I can do this on Friday, I will. That's always my preference. But otherwise, I sit down, try to do it first thing Monday, just after I'm done writing on Mondays, and really dig into what is in this so that I just have a plan for the week. Honestly, the plan doesn't often happen. And I'll actually take this note back here, so this tag, and I'll put it in my week, and then this one becomes my daily note. That's how I do it. If you liked the video, thumbs up below. If you loved it, subscribe, hit the bell. YouTube will let you know something happened. Otherwise, best way to support the channel if you like this video is to go to Building the Practice of Productivity, because a good process like this will span whatever tool you have. You can use something like this in any tool. I've used on digital tools, using an analog right now, just because it's a good process. That's it. Have a good day.